Before Egypt had kings, it had gods. And before any crown touched the land of the Nile, destiny was already written by divine blood. This is the story of Horus, the god born in secrecy, the child raised in shadows, the force that would one day decide who had the right to rule Egypt. Long before Horus was worshipped as the god of the sky and kingship, Egypt was ruled by Osiris, a god-king who brought order, agriculture, and justice to the world. Under Osiris, the land flourished. Humanity learned to farm, to build, to live in harmony. It was a golden age, a time of unparalleled peace and prosperity. But, as we all know, harmony never lasts forever. Osiris had a brother, Set, god of chaos, storms, deserts, and violence. Set was the embodiment of everything Osiris wasn't. While Osiris cultivated the fertile black lands along the Nile, Set ruled the barren red desert. And Set envied Osiris. He envied his throne, his power, but most of all, he envied the love and loyalty of the people. This jealousy festered, growing into a murderous rage. Driven by this corrosive envy, Set devised a cunning plan. He threw a grand celebration, a feast for all the gods, and during this party, he unveiled his masterpiece, a magnificent chest, a coffin made of precious woods and inlaid with gold and silver. It was a work of art. Set announced that this beautiful coffin would be a gift to whoever fit inside it perfectly. One by one, the gods tried, but none were the right size. Finally, it was Osiris's turn. Trusting his brother, he lay down inside the chest. It was a perfect fit. The moment he lay down, the lid was slammed shut. Set and his accomplices nailed it closed and sealed it with molten lead. The coffin, now a prison, was thrown into the Nile. And with it, Egypt's golden age drowned. Chaos reigned. The world fell into darkness without its just king. But this was not the end. Isis, wife of Osiris and goddess of magic, refused to accept this fate. Her grief was immense, but her will was stronger. She cut her hair, put on mourning clothes, and began her desperate search. She journeyed across the land, questioning everyone she met. Her quest took her through treacherous marshes, across scorching deserts, and even into foreign lands. When she finally found Osiris's body, washed ashore in a distant kingdom, her relief was short-lived. Set, ever watchful, discovered her. In a final act of desecration, he seized his brother's body, cut it into 14 pieces, and scattered them across the entire length of Egypt. He believed that by destroying the body, he could destroy the very memory of Osiris and secure his rule forever. But Isis was not just a grieving queen. She was the goddess of magic itself. With the help of her sister, Nephthys, she once again began her search. This time, it was a gruesome task, collecting the dismembered parts of her beloved husband piece by piece. They found them all, except for one, using her immense magical powers, ancient spells, and divine knowledge. Isis painstakingly reassembled Osiris. She wrapped his body in linen, creating the first mummy. And for a brief, magical moment, she brought him back to life. Not to rule the living world again, for his body was incomplete, but for one single, crucial purpose, to conceive an heir. From death, life was born. And that child was Horus. Isis knew that if Set discovered the existence of Horus, the child would be killed instantly. To protect her son, the last hope for order in the world, she fled into the dense, wild marshes of the Nile Delta. This was a secret place, a labyrinth of reeds, water, and shadows. A place where civilization ended and nature reigned. There, in the heart of the marshland, Horus grew up in silence and secrecy. Isis hid him from the world, her magic his only shield. He was guarded by serpents and scorpion goddesses, fed and nursed among crocodiles and wild creatures. He was a prince raised in exile, a king hidden among the reeds. But survival in the Delta was a constant battle. The world was full of dangers that even a godchild could not easily overcome. Horus faced venomous snakes, scorpions, illnesses, and hunger. In many myths, He is bitten by a scorpion and nearly dies. His body goes limp, his breath fades. In her desperation, a frantic Isis cries out to the heavens, her plea reaching the sun god Ra himself. Ra stops his journey across the sky, plunging the world into darkness until the god of wisdom, Thoth, is sent to heal the child. Horus survives, but the experience leaves a mark. Even as a child, Horus was defined by suffering. Pain shaped him. Loss was his inheritance. He wasn't raised to be a gentle, peaceful ruler like his father. He was raised in the wild, surrounded by danger, with a singular purpose burning in his heart, to reclaim a throne stolen by chaos and avenge his father's murder. As Horus grew from a vulnerable child into a powerful young god, his divine identity became clear. He was not just another deity. He was the rightful king of Egypt. In Egyptian belief, Horus represented Mat, the cosmic concept of order, balance, and divine legitimacy. He was the living embodiment of kingship itself. This is why, for thousands of years, every single Egyptian pharaoh was called the living Horus. When a man became pharaoh, he wasn't just wearing a crown. He was believed to merge with the divine spirit of Horus. To rule Egypt was to become Horus on earth. The throne did not belong to a man, it belonged to Horus, and the pharaoh was his vessel. But Horus could not claim his destiny without confrontation. The throne was still occupied by his uncle, Set, the usurper and murderer. And Set, the god of chaos, would never surrender power willingly. The battle between Horus and Set was inevitable. It was destined from the moment Osiris was betrayed. This wasn't just a family feud or a fight between two gods. It was a cosmic war, a struggle between order and chaos, justice and violence, rightful rule and tyranny. And that war would rage for 80 long years, tearing the heavens and the earth apart. In the next chapter of this epic story, Horus will finally step out of the shadows of the marsh. He will stand before the assembly of the gods and challenge Set for his father's throne. And Egypt will witness the greatest divine conflict ever recorded. Because Horus was not born to hide forever. He was born to fight. He was born to rule. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Egyptian mythology, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the ancient world. See you next time.